Hi, welcome. I'm Michelle and today I'll be teaching you Sun Salutation A, or in Sanskrit, Surya Namaskar A. A Sun Salutation is one of the bases for yoga classes. You'll see this in most vinyasa practices or ashtanga. So to get started today, we'll find our feet parallel and in hip distance in the yoga ready position with hands at heart center. This position is similar to Tadasana or mountain pose, except the hands are at heart center in our Samastitihi, ready position. So from here, inhale to sweep the arms down and up, Uttita Hastasana or Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, gentle bend in the knees, hinging at the hip creases. Let the arms float down towards the mat. Let the head hang long. This is our forward fold. Hands can come to the shins. Inhale, half lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. Fingertips can also be at the ground here. From here, on the exhale, plant the hands. Step one foot back and then the other to your high plank. From here, shifting a half an inch forward, hug the elbows in our Chaturanga Dandasana, flipping to the tops of the toes, upward facing dog, shoulder blades draw together and down the back. Exhale, flipping over the toes, send the hips up and back for your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to gaze between the hands. Exhale, step the feet all the way up to the hands, landing in a forward fold. Uttanasana. Hands come to the shins or fingertips to the floor in our flat back half lift. Exhale, swinging the arms up and overhead. Uttita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. So that is the general Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. There are a few variations or modifications that I'd like to teach you. So starting with the feet parallel and hip distance in Samastitihi, hands at heart center. We'll inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, Uttita Hastasana. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to half lift. Hands can come up to the shins to make this more accessible in our Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deep bend in the knees to plant the hands. From here, stepping the feet back into our high plank. Changing up our Chaturanga here, we'll lower down to the knees. Untuck the toes, let the chest come all the way down to the mat. Forehead or chin can rest on the mat. Hands plant by the mid-ribs here, and elbows hug in towards your sides. Pressing the tops of the toes into the mat. Inhale, lift your head and chest into our Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. This is slightly more accessible than your upward facing dog. The shoulder blades draw down away from the ears. Exhale, plant your cheek down to the mat, let that go. Pressing up here, hands plant under the shoulders to lift you through your tabletop pose, hands and knees. And from there, it's more accessible to tuck the toes and slowly peel the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Inhale to gaze between the hands. Exhale, take slow steps all the way up to your hands, landing in a forward fold. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, full, and in one sweep, sweep the arms up, Uttita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. So there's our modified variation of your Sun Salutation A. I'll show you a little bit faster paced, a more advanced variation of this. Of course, there are many different ways teachers can teach a Sun Salutation A, including implementing a handstand into your practice, but I'll teach you a slightly more intermediate advanced version. Hands at heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale as you swing the arms up, Uttita Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Fingertips come to the ground as you inhale, half lift here, Ardha Uttanasana. Bending the knees, plant the hands. Now 2 options here, stepping back into your chaturanga or jumping back into bent elbows. It's really important here to jump into bent elbows because if you're jumping into straight arms, over time that can really deteriorate the muscles in the cartilage in your shoulders and your elbow joint. So if you're jumping back into your chaturanga, bending into your knees, and jumping into bent arms. From here, we flip to the tops of the toes, knees are lifted, in our upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, flipping over the toes into our downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to gaze between the hands. Option to step, or bend in the knees, lightly hop to the hands. Inhale to half lift, fingertips come up. Exhale, root to rise, swing the arms up and overhead, Uttita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi, ending here. And your Samastitihi, starting here and ending here. A Sun Salutation works in a cycle, so working through that a few times. And I hope you have a great practice when you're implementing your Sun Salutations. Know that it's something to work through at your own pace. Starting with the modified variation is great for most people. Sometimes throughout the practice you'll start in the more modified variation and move up to different levels through your practice. Thank you for joining today and see you next time.